A vibrant Persian marketplace buzzes with life, a symphony of bartering merchants and bustling citizens under the desert sun. Amidst the lively chaos, Esther radiates youthful beauty, walks alongside her cousin, Mordecai. Their eyes scan the scene, subtly observant, ever mindful of their Jewish heritage in a foreign land. Esther's beauty shines, yet her cautious gaze reveals a hidden awareness of the world around her. Mordecai's protective presence is a silent promise, a bulwark against the unknown challenges they face. The marketplace thrives, unaware of the quiet vigilance that shadows Esther and Mordecai through the crowd. Candlelight bathes Mordecai's humble home as he shares a simple meal with Esther. Mordecai's gaze, full of love and worry, meets Esther's across the wooden table. Esther, it is crucial that you understand our heritage, Mordecai says softly, his voice firm. You must keep your Jewish identity a secret, he urges. The world is not always kind. Royal messengers stride through opulent halls, their voices echoing the decree. King Ahasuerus seeks a new queen. A flurry of activity erupts as women from every corner of the kingdom are gathered for the selection. The palace's grandeur is immense, a stark contrast to Esther's humble home, showcasing her displacement. Esther is ushered into a world of unimaginable luxury and power, her fate hanging in the balance. Esther enters the palace women's quarters, a place of both beauty and confinement. A mix of excitement and anxiety permeates the air as the women await their destinies. Amidst the flurry, Esther stands out, marked by her quiet grace and an inner strength. Her eyes reflect a depth of resolve, setting her apart from the others. King Ahasuerus sits on his throne, an imposing figure of power, surveying the women before him. Each woman approaches the throne, hoping to catch the king's eye. Esther appears before King Ahasuerus. The king is immediately captivated by Esther's gentle nature and striking beauty. King Ahasuerus gestures, commanding attention, as the throne room bursts into thunderous applause. The court celebrates, their cheers resonating through the hall. Esther kneels as the jeweled diadem is placed upon her head, a symbol of her new power. The weight of the crown feels heavy as destiny settles upon her. Though crowned in glory, Esther's inner turmoil remains hidden. Her heart is heavy with the secret she carries, a burden beneath the shining jewels. Esther traverses the palace halls, the soft echo of her footsteps, a lonely counterpoint to the palace's grandeur. She pauses, her keen eyes observing the hushed whispers and clandestine plots of the courtiers. Esther adjusts her royal robes, a subtle act of defiance and acceptance blending in her posture. Driven by her moral compass, she subtly alters the rigid court procedures. Esther seeks solace in a hidden chamber, a sanctuary from the palace's prying eyes. She listens intently to Mordecai, absorbing his wisdom and guidance like a parched land drinks rain. At the bustling palace gate, Mordecai watches the kingdom's vibrant life unfold, his gaze sharp and observant. A fanfare announces Haman's grand arrival, his litter a stark display of arrogance and power. Haman demands obeisance, and the crowd bows low, their faces pressed to the dust in fearful submission. Unyielding, Mordecai remains seated, a silent act of defiance against Haman's vanity and tyranny. In his opulent chamber, Haman paces, shadows mirroring the turmoil in his heart, the air thick with unspoken threats. Rage contorts Haman's face as he dwells on Mordecai's insolence, each step echoing his growing fury. A dark vow forms, a promise of retribution that consumes him, his resolve hardening with each breath. Malice gleams in Haman's eyes, a vision of a kingdom purged, fueling his vengeful intent. The opulent setting is now a stage for Haman's sinister plotting, as he envisions a kingdom remade in his image. In the grand throne room, Haman's serpentine whispers coil around King Ahasuerus, his words dripping with veiled intent. The king, regal yet vulnerable, listens intently as Haman presents the decree. Its promise of order, a deceptive mask. The decree conceals a venomous plot that threatens to shatter the peace. Oblivious, King Ahasuerus affixes his royal seal, unaware of the doom he unleashes with a stroke. An entire people's fate hangs in precarious balance, teetering on the edge of unforeseen disaster. Amidst the vibrant city streets, a royal crier announces a new decree, his voice echoing through the crowded marketplace. The sounds of commerce fade as the crier's words cast a dark shadow over the Jewish inhabitants. A palpable fear spreads like wildfire, extinguishing the joyous atmosphere. Faces once filled with life now reflect worry and uncertainty, absorbing the chilling decree. Despair washes over the community, a collective dread settling upon the bustling streets. Sunlight floods Mordecai's home, casting a golden glow as he urgently unveils Haman's dark plan to Esther. His voice quivers with a potent mix of fear and determination, emphasizing the dire stakes at hand. Mordecai's eyes lock with Esther's, pleading with her to leverage her position and intervene. The weight of his words hangs heavy in the air, a silent acknowledgement of the danger they face. "Perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this," Mordecai says, a beacon of hope amidst despair. In her chambers, Esther's restless pacing fills the silent night, her brow furrowed with deep worry. The weight of her daunting decision presses heavily, a silent burden shaping her delicate features. Knowing the risk approaching the king unbidden, Esther faces a peril that could cost her life. She kneels, her hands clasped tightly, seeking solace and guidance in silent prayer. Esther seeks courage, strength, bracing herself to face the treacherous path that stretches before her. Amidst the bustling city, Esther's voice cuts through the noise, her instructions to Mordecai firm and resolute. She commands him to gather all Jewish people, the air thick with anticipation and unspoken fears. Esther emphasizes the importance of fasting and praying for 3 days, her words carrying immense weight. She adds that she and her maids will join in the solemn act, a united front against looming darkness. In her chambers, Esther prepares, the weight of her decision heavy as she gathers her royal robes. Each movement is deliberate, a silent prayer woven into the fabric of her gown. The rich colors of the robe stand in stark contrast to the stark reality of her mission. She knows that approaching the king unbidden is a gamble, a dance with death itself. With a deep breath, Esther steels herself, ready to face whatever fate awaits her. Esther bravely enters King Ahasuerus' throne room, an uninvited guest in a place of immense power. King Ahasuerus sits on his throne, his initial displeasure evident as he notices the intrusion. A subtle shift occurs as he gazes upon Esther. His stern expression softens with a hint of surprise. In a gesture of acceptance, he extends his golden scepter towards her, a sign of mercy and welcome. In the grand throne room, King Ahasuerus awaits, his gaze fixed on Esther, who exudes both grace and bravery. Ahasuerus speaks with anticipation. "Tell me, Esther, what is your petition? What is your request?" The king's decree echoes, "It will be given to you, even up to half my kingdom." Esther responds, her voice clear and steady. "If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come this day to a banquet that I have prepared for him." Esther concludes, her eyes reflecting a hidden purpose. A grand banquet hall buzzes with life, music swirling amidst the chatter. Esther, radiant, glides through the throng, a vision of poise. As hostess, she tends to King Ahasuerus and Haman, her grace masking deeper intentions. The air vibrates with anticipation, a silent prelude to Esther's veiled plans. Esther's gaze sweeps across the opulent scene, betraying nothing of the storm brewing beneath her calm. A subtle smile plays on her lips as she exchanges pleasantries with King Ahasuerus. Esther invites the king and Haman to another banquet the next day. The narration whispers, unseen schemes taking form. Haman paces, his grin wide with glee, basking in the glow of the queen's invitation. His wife exclaims, "This is a great honor, Haman. You must seize this opportunity." Advisor 1 chimes in, "Indeed, Haman, your star is rising." Advisor 2 asks, But what about Mordecai? He still sits at the gate, defying you. His wife urges, "Build a gallows, Haman. Hang Mordecai. Then your joy will be complete." Inside the opulent banquet hall, torchlight flickers, casting shadows that mirror the unspoken tension hanging heavy in the air. King Ahasuerus surveys the assembled guests, his gaze restless, seeking answers in the sea of faces before him. His eyes settle on Esther, a silent question passing between them. Ahasuerus' voice cuts through the silence, promising power and fulfillment. "Esther, tell me again, what is it you desire? What is your petition?" "It shall be granted, even to the half of my kingdom," he vows, his words echoing with royal authority. Esther stands tall in the opulent banquet hall, her royal garments catching the light, a beacon of defiance. A hush falls over the gathered courtiers, their eyes fixed on Esther, sensing the impending revelation. Her voice resonates with unwavering resolve, cutting through the opulent setting. "My king, my life and the lives of my people are in danger," Esther declares, her words hanging heavy in the air. A collective gasp sweeps through the hall as the gravity of Esther's words sinks in. Esther points a finger, the revelation shattering the facade of loyalty. "And the one who plans this is Haman." King Ahasuerus' fist slams against the banquet table, the sound echoing his fury. His eyes blaze with anger, a storm of wrath unleashed upon Haman. "What have you done, Haman? Answer me," the king demands, his voice a thunderclap. Haman trembles, the color draining from his face as his wicked plot unravels. Terror grips Haman. His silence screams louder than any confession. The weight of his exposed treachery crushes Haman under the king's intense glare. Under the relentless sun, dust swirls in the palace courtyard. Haman stands shackled, his face a mask of stark terror. Grim-faced guards surround him, an unyielding wall of authority. The crowd watches, their silence heavy with anticipation. Faces in the crowd betray a mixture of anger and vengeful satisfaction. The courtyard holds its breath, awaiting Haman's fate. A scroll unfurls in the bustling city, the royal seal of King Ahasuerus shimmering in the sunlight. The town crier's voice echoes, a booming announcement that reverberates through the crowded streets. Faces alight with newfound hope as the Jewish people erupt in cheers, their previous sorrow washed away. Swords are sharpened, shields are readied. They stand united, prepared to defend their families and faith. Defiant Jewish people stand, their faces alight with resolve, ready to defend their homes and families against the looming threat. The clash of swords and cries of battle fill the air as they fiercely engage their enemies in the streets and fields. Victorious, their unity and strength overwhelm the opposition, the threat of annihilation replaced by relief. Saved from destruction, a voice proclaims. The Jewish people erupt in joyous celebration and heartfelt thanksgiving.